Good morning to all. So in the previous class, we discussed this I/O device, which are going to be connected to the processor through input and output module. So overall, how we are going to be connect input device to the input module, and what are that particular devices, as well as what are the output device which are going to be connected to the output module. Also, we discussed in the last class. Right now, in today's class, I want to give small explanation regarding this particular, especially in regarding memory. Regarding memory, right? We have a processor and memory. Processor we have and memory we have. Right. Previously, we discussed in the previous classes. We have discussed this particular regarding the processor. What are the processors we can use, and by using high-end processor compared to the lower-end processor, what are the things and what are the advantages we are going to get? We discussed in the last class while discussing cross-sectional, that is architecture of PLC. Right now, especially I want to stress on this particular memory, which is going to be present in CPU. So previously we discussed this. What are the I/O modules? What is the internal electronic construction of this particular internal module, and what are the input devices? Right, these are all input devices. Right, these input devices, what input device we have normally going to be used in industry, and how we are going to be connected to this particular input modules, what input module will do, and how it is going to give signal to the CPU. Everything we discussed in the previous classes. In the similar way, how internal architecture, internal electronic circuitry of the output module is going to be existed. What are the different output modules we have, and how terminals are going to be present in output module, and what are the output devices we have. Right, those are going to be connected to this particular output module. Right, these output devices also we discussed in the last class. Right, in the last class. Anyway, power supply, we are giving power to this particular PLC module. Right now, my intention is, and I want to stress little bit more on the memory part. Previously, what I discussed, memory, internal memory, we have RAM and ROM. ROM is only used to store the operating system programs. RAM you can use for the user program as well as input and output data, that is user data inside the memory. Right, inside the RAM memory. Right, that's what we discussed. Now, so overall maximum we discussed, except memory. I want to explain little bit more. That is the reason I made this particular PPT. Right, so now you can see memory part. Right, so this is just how this particular overall processor is going to be work. Right, is going to be work. Right, so now what is we have in CPU processor? We have a ALU, control unit, registers, right, and input modules, output modules. Right, everything. Previously also we discussed this one, but little bit, so somewhat we can see different sections of the particular internal CPU will contain. Right, internal CPU will contain. Right, so here, what is this one? This is the, what is this one? That is the, this is the, what is this one? This is the ROM. Right, so see here, with a fixed operating system program. Previously also I said, this is only, ROM is only used to store the OS, operating system programs. Right, so this one is the control section. In control section, we have a control unit, arithmetic and logic unit to perform arithmetic and logical operations. Registers, internally we have some registers to store the data temporarily. Right, so here is, this is just, you can say that ALU section. Overall, it's going to be perform arithmetic and logical operation, as well as to give the control signals. Right, as well as it is going to be take some signals from this particular external peripheral device, as well as a communication unit. Right, So you can see here remaining blocks here. See, 5 blocks are there in this particular circuitry, right? 5 blocks are connected like this. One block is peripherals, keyboard, printer, disk, whatever the external hardware devices are there, those are you can connect here. You can connect here. This is going to become what? These are some input and output devices. Input and output devices normally which are going to be connected to the PLC to write a program, as well as to we have a mouse, keyboard and screen to see the program, written program, right? So these are all just peripheral devices, as like how you are connected here for the system to enter the program, as well as to see the what is the result on the screen. Like that you can connect here some peripheral devices you can connect, right? You can connect to the CPU, that means PLC CPU module, as well as you can out signal to the some devices. That means what? For example, if keyboard will take data, and for example it is the printer, it is outing the data. Like that some devices you can connect, parallel communication elements or devices you can connect to the PLC module, right? So as well as here is some interface for the other CPUs with computer. That means what? With this PLC, it is one it contain one processor, right? It is one PLC module can communicate with other PLC module. While communicating with other PLC module, this processor is going to be communicate with that processor. That means the processor present in the PLC module 1 can communicate with processor present in the PLC module 2. Like that you can, if you want to transmit from one PLC module to other PLC module any data or control signals or status signals, this is the other channel, right? So this is to communicate with other CPUs. You can say that other CPUs present in other PLCs, other PLC units, right? So these are just, you can say that this is for the external peripheral communication through normal connecting elements like keyboard and printer and all those things, right? This is the communication will takes place between the this PLC module and other PLC module, right? Except these two things, other 3 blocks are there. These 3 blocks you can see, this is the input block 1, this is the output block 1, this one is the logic block, right? So 3 blocks are there. One input scan block is connected with input module, right? One output scan block is connected to one output module of the PLC, right? So input module is connected to input scan block. That means whatever the data coming from this particular input device which are going to be connected to the input module, whatever the data is coming from the different input terminals, input sensor and then input module, right? From the input module, that data is going to be placed in this particular block, right? So after doing some logic execution in this logic scan block, right, it is going to be stored output data as a data in the output scan block, and that is going to be out through output modules to control the output devices, right? So now my intention, as well as in the previously also I said, here I going to stress on only memory, right? Why? Because previously we discussed about the processor from 8085 to Pentium processor. If you extend the processor, that means if you go for the high-end processor, what are the advantages coming to the picture and everything is we discussed. Especially here I want to stress memory part, right? So to stress on memory part, these 3 blocks clearly I am going to explain here. Input scan block, logic scan and output scan block. These are the blocks of data, not any block. This is not a block, this is all memory. These 3 are memory. That means what? This is the, for example, memory, right? This is, for example, memory, right? So memory, how is going to be adjusted? For example, this is the 1 KB memory means 1 KB memory means what will happen? First register, second register, third register. Previously also we discussed this particular one in the last semester, right? This is the 1000 registers are each one is able to store 8-bit data. Each one is able to store 8-bit data. 8-bit data like that. Here 8-bit data, here 8-bit data, like that. Total 1024 bytes of data. Bytes of data. 1024 registers are there. Each one is capable to store 8-bit data. That is, you are going to be normally called as a 1 KB of memory. 1 KB of memory, right? So this is all, for example, this is all internal RAM present in this particular CPU along with the processor, right? Processor module is different, right? Memory is going to be separate, right? So this all going to be placed in one module, right? Processor module and memory is the one processor module, and input module, output module, power supply module, and if any other communication modules are there, that is going to be placed. This is overall going to be called as the PLC. That's already we discussed, right? Now my intention is what? This scan block, input scan block, output scan block, program or logic scan block, these are not any blocks. This total is the RAM. This total is the RAM. This total is the RAM. This is the ROM. This is the ROM used to store the OS. This RAM is there. This RAM port is there. This RAM port, for example, 1 KB, right? Total 1 KB of RAM you are going to use to store the user program and user data. I previously also stressed out this, that input, output, and logic, user logic, right? Input data, output data, user program, all are binary data only. Normally what input data means, that is also binary data which is going to be get from the input devices, right? Program, user program means that is also binary code only. Internally in the RAM is going to be stored, but the front end how we are going to be write program is maybe different, right? Program normally in microprocessor or controller, how you are writing in assembly language or C language or higher end languages, but that is converted into the binary code. That binary code is going to be stored in the memory, right? Binary code is stored in the memory. In the similar way, if you want to give any data to the digital device, here PLC also digital device, if you want to give any data, that is also you need to give as a binary data only, that is in zeros and ones form only. That is going to become input data, right? So output also, if after doing some operations based on the logic you written as a one program for a dedicated application, you will get some result. That result is also, that output is also binary data. So here is what input data which is going to be get to the PLC through input modules, and then whatever the program you written to perform some task, user program. After user program execution, we are getting some output. That output is outing through output module to control the output device. So three things is what? Input data, program, output data, right? So these are all going to be stored internally in the RAM only. Input data and output data is going to become user data, and program is going to become user program. Why? Because you are only writing the program. Right? So input, program, and output. Input data, whatever you are getting from the input sensor to the PLC, that is going to become input data, right? So that is, you can say that if, for example, from input module some data is getting through input module, that is going to be stored here, right? On this particular data, program is going to be executed, and you are getting some output. That output is going to be copied here in the output scan block, right? So this is all overall you can say that RAM. So for example, this RAM 1 KB is there. So in few memory locations, that means some amount of memory is going to be allotted for the input data, right? So some amount of memory you are going to be used. That means few number of registers you are going to be allotted for the user program. That means whatever the program you are writing, right? Some amount of data you are going to use for the storage of output data, right? That means what? whatever the input data you are getting from the input sensor through input module as inputs to the CPU that is first going to stored in the memory, right? By taking the data stored as input data in the input scan block is going to be take as input for the logic scan program, that means program you written for your application. After execution of this particular logic, that means after execution of program written over here, right, outputs are going to be updated in the output scan block that is outing through the output module to control the output devices. This is going to be takes place normally also. Normally PLC works like this. It is going to be scan first input data, then logic scan, then updating outputs, then is going to be do some internal debugging, that means if there is any mistakes are there, that is going to be corrected. Then once again input scan, logic scan, output update, then once again internal troubleshooting, right? So this is going to be happen in PLC operation, right? Overall what my intention is that, right, input scan block means here the scanned data from the inputs are going to be stored as a zeros and ones, right, in this place, right? So after that, whatever the logic you written here, right, in the logic scan, it's keep on executing this particular program, then it is going to be updated the output data. Like that, it's going to be used overall RAM to store the input data as well as to store the user program, right? Then output data, right? So here you can see here, right? So normally available memory chips, right? Here 1 KB of memory, 1 KB of memory, 1 KB of memory, right? MicroLogic 1000 controller, that means this particular PLC, we have 1 KB of memory. It can read up to 20 inputs and as well as it can control up to 14 outputs. It can read 20 input data and it can control up to 14 outputs, right? So if you go for this particular PLC, right, SLC 5000 controller, right? So this PLC contain internal memory of 64 KB of memory. It can read up to 4096 inputs and outputs, right? So if you go for this controller Logix controller for this PLC, right, it has a 2 to 30 memory, right, into 10 of 6 memory locations, right? Then it can read up to 1,28,000 inputs and outputs. See how many inputs it can read and how many outputs it can control if you go for that controller. Why? Because it has internal memory is very high, all right, very high, 32 MB memory, all right. So first you see 1 KB of memory. If memory is less, then you cannot load huge amount of program, as well as you cannot connect high number of inputs and output. If you go for high-end processor, you can interface more amount of memory, right? That is the reason that high-end PLCs have huge amount of memory as well as huge number of inputs and outputs you can control, right? You can control, right? So user memory, see here previously I discussed same thing here written. Memory is the element that stores information and programs and data in the PLC, right? Data in the PLC means input data as well as it can output data, right? Whatever the data it want to out, that data is also going to be stored, right? So programs means whatever the program you are going to write to perform some task, right? Some language it is going to be used, that is ladder logic, right? In ladder logic, the graphical representation language, that is in ladder logic programming, you can write a program, but the thing is internally it is going to be stored once again as in the form of zeros and ones, as like any device, any digital device, right? Any digital device if you want to use, right, internally it's going to be stored program or data, anything, it's in the form of zeros and ones only. Internally it's going to be stored in zeros and ones form only in the memory, but the front end how you are writing program in different languages. Here you are going to be use ladder logic programming, right? So information means stores information means some timers, counters, right? Remaining all is there, those are going to be stored, right? So user memory of PLC includes space for the both user program as well as memory address, location, storage of data, everything in the memory only. Memory only is used to store the programs and user data, right? So previously also we have seen 1 byte of data, 8-bit, right? Or one word means this is the 16-bit data. 16-bit data. See here, input memory, input image table. This one is the output image table. Output image table, right? So here input image table means, so whatever the data reading from the input module is going to be stored in sequential memory locations in one block, as a one block, right? So previously I said this one, right? This one is allotted for the input. Input means, right? Input means this input data getting from the different switches to the input module. From that input module, that data is going to be stored like this. Data is going to be stored like this, right? Like that. For each scan, 16-bit data coming from the 16 terminals of the input module is going to be stored like this, right? That is going to become the input image table, right? So output image table means after doing some program in the middle by the PLC program, right? Program means this is user program. This is user program, right? User program, after execution of user program, this output image table is going to be updated. Output image table is going to be updated. That means this is the output, for example. This is the output image table and this is the input image table, right? So this is the user program, user program, right? So input image table is going to be updated. Same, some locations are allotted for the storage of input data, right? So based on the input data coming through the different switches, for example, this is the 16 terminal input module which is going to be connected with the 16 switches. 16 switches are going to give 16 data as input to the input module. Based on the position of this particular switches, this is input module is outing is a combination of zeros and ones to the CPU. This in CPU we have a memory. In memory, this data, corresponding data is going to be stored like this. That is, you are going to call as the input image table, right? By taking this particular input data from the input image table, right, CPU is going to be execute program you are written in the this particular place in the memory, right, in the RAM only. After execution of this instruction, it is going to be updated output image table. That is, you allotted some registers in the memory, RAM memory, right? That is this particular one, right? This output image table is going to be updated, right? These are going to be updated. That means the data present in this particular registers are going to be changed based on the program executed by the CPU. That is, updated data is going to be out. See these arrows are going to be out. That means updated image table or updated zeros and ones in this particular memory location that is present in the output image table is going to be outing through this particular output module that is going to be control the output device. That is going to be control the output devices, right? Like this particular data present in the input image table and output image table is going to be updated. It's going to be updated, right? So input image table means where it is going to be present. It is going to be present in the RAM only. It is going to be present in the internal RAM only. That is going to become the input scan block, right? So user program once again is present in the RAM only, right? So after execution of this program, it is going to be updated output. That is, updated output data is also updated in this particular RAM only, right? So that updated data is going to be out through the output module to control the output devices. This is going to be takes place. So the overall process, how memory is going to be plays critical role while reading the data as well as while storing the program and while outing the output data. So three datas, right? So this is the way it's going to be work. PLC is going to be work, right? First, for example, 16 devices you connected to the input module, right? So then we have a processor, then output module, then output devices. Previously we discussed input devices is providing data to the input module. From input module, data is going into the CPU. From the CPU, data is outing through the output module. Output module is controlling the output devices which are connected to the output module. This is going to be total hardware circuitry, sequential hardware circuitry, right? So now the 16 input devices we are connected to the input module is giving 16-bit data, 16 datas, right? 16 datas are going to be 16 signals coming from the 16 switches are going to be conditioned in the input module. Based on the input signal coming to the input module, it is outing 16-bit data. 16-bit data. That 16-bit data is going to be stored in the internal RAM of the CPU, right? Internal RAM of the CPU. That is going to become the input image. Input image. Then that input image is going to be act like a input to the program, that is user program present in the RAM only, right? After execution of that program, you are going to get some result. That result is going to be updated the output image table, right? That is also going to be present in the RAM only, in the CPU, right? So that is going to be out through output module as a input. Based on this, that is also combination of zeros and ones only. That is acting like input to the output module, right? If it is 16-bit terminal output module, so 16 devices are connected to the output module. Those 16 output devices are going to be controlled based on the out data. So is whatever I said, just compare same thing. For example, according to this image table, if you look at this particular first location, all input devices are in open condition. Why? Because all are zeros here. All are zeros here. For example, this is the 16 terminal input module. 16 terminal input module. 16 terminal are connected to 16 switches. 16 switches. 16 switches are open condition. For example, open condition, right? So all are giving zero signals, right? Conditioning inside the input module. All zeros are going to be stored here in the RAM, in the input block. Here it is going to be stored all zeros, right? Then what we have done, what will happen? This input data is acting like input to the user program present in the PLC, present in the PLC. That is going to be executed. Then it is going to be updated the output image block. That is here we have this updated. So except this particular one, all are going to be zeros. That means what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 terminal is going to get 1 in this 16 terminals. In this 16 terminal output module, 8 terminal is going to be 1, remaining all are zeros. That means what? The device which is connected to the 8 terminal is going to be on, remaining all are going to be zeros. Remaining all are going to become zeros, means remaining all devices are going to be off state, right? Like that, this is PLC is going to be work. In this process of functioning, contribution of memory is what? Contribution of memory is that to store this is going to become user data, input data getting from the sensor. That is also going to be stored in the memory only, RAM only, right? User program, whatever you written, that is also stored in the RAM only, right? After execution of this program, updated data is also going to first stored in the RAM only. From that is outing through the output module to control the output devices. So overall, this lecture intention is what? What is the use of memory? That is going to present in the CPU, right? Along with memory, we have a processor. Processor is already I explained. Processor is used to perform all arithmetic and logical operation on the given data, right? Based on a program written, right? And it's going to be updated the outputs, right? and along with that it going to give some control and status and synchronization signals, right? In this process, to take the input data, it's first looking to the input image block. Input image block is going to be occupied with the input data coming from the input module, right? After execution of, then it needs to be execute the program. For the program also, see, processor is looking to the RAM to fetch the program from the memory, right? RAM, right? After execution of program from RAM, right, it is going to be updated the output image block, that is also present in the RAM only. From that, processor is whatever that bit combination is there in the output image block, that is outing from output block to output module. This is all going to be done by the processor only, right, to update that particular output devices which are going to be connected to the output module, right? So this is the way memory contribution is there in processor, in CPU along with processor,